This project has been on my wish list for many years, and I'm so excited to finally be adding some more character to our front living room. In this video, we're going to be doing a tutorial for how to install picture frame molding, and I'll also show you how I'm styling this space once it's finished. So before we get started, we're going to go ahead and clear the room and totally prep the space. And I also want to thank Lowe's for partnering with us on this project and for sponsoring this portion of the video. First things first, we had to completely clear out this room and get it down to the bare bones. As you can see, we still had our Christmas decor up. This was filmed early January, but we let it hang around a little longer this year, and honestly, I loved the slower transition. We ended up using our office to temporarily store as much as we could, knowing that the furniture would need to be out of the way for several days while we worked on this project. Big thank you again to Lowe's for sponsoring this video. So for this project, we picked up our main materials that we needed from Lowe's. We chose a molding that's simple but still adds character, and I love that it's the same trim we've used in other areas of our home, in our kitchen and also in our bedroom. So everything feels nice and cohesive. We also grabbed a few other essentials like some caulk, some painter's tape, and a few other project essentials to get us started. I'll have a QR code on screen that you can scan, or you can find everything linked in the video description if you'd like to shop the materials used for this project. When we first started brainstorming this project, we did some measuring and made a very rough sketch. So we'd have a general idea of how much trim we needed to purchase. It's nothing fancy, just enough to help us plan and feel confident heading into it. This is such a great beginner-friendly project because it's fairly quick, affordable, and it adds so much character and interest to a space without overwhelming it. Once we were ready to get started, we set up a laser level and began measuring the wall to figure out spacing for each frame. After deciding where we wanted the bottom of the frames to land, we marked that height and then taped it off. We then taped out the full layout of this back wall so that we could see how everything looked visually before committing. This step was really helpful, especially if you are a visual person, just for making sure that the spacing felt balanced and worked well in the room. I had briefly considered just doing this back wall as an accent wall, but I ultimately wanted this room to feel a little more set apart, not just like one feature wall, but a space with its own character. Chad cut small wooden blocks that we used as guides for this project, and these were so helpful for keeping spacing consistent, both between the frames and from the walls. We fully taped out this main wall because it's the focal point of the room, and for the other walls we just followed the same spacing measurements without taping, which made the process so much faster using those wooden blocks. Once everything was mapped out, Chad started making his cuts and attaching the trim. He worked from the bottom up using a level to keep everything nice and straight. We chose the height of the frames intentionally so the top boxes would still be visible above our couch and the little dresser that we have in that room, while also keeping in mind that we are likely to have future furniture changes because I love rearranging things in our home. Even if we rearrange this room down the road, the height we chose should still make sense and feel nice and balanced. Because of where our light switches were located above the piano, we had to get a little creative to keep the spacing consistent. So Chad made a custom frame around the light switches so that the trim could flow cleanly around them, and I love how polished it turned out. We worked on this project over the course of a long weekend, and after the trim was installed, Chad filled the nail holes and caulked all of the edges. Caulking really makes all of the difference. I know it's tedious, but it gives the trim that seamless, finished look, and it really helps everything feel like one cohesive part of the wall. While Chad was finishing up the caulking and everything was drying, I snuck out with a friend to do a little antiquing for this space. I came home with some really great finds, like this little side table and a few decorative pieces that ended up fitting this room perfectly, and a couple that I'm going to hold on to for a couple of different spaces in our home. We used the same paint color that was already on these walls. It's Snowbound by Sherwin, which is such a soft, beautiful white, and it did make touch-ups easy. We only had to do about 2 coats on the trim, and then 1 coat we decided to do on the main walls. We just rolled it to give it that clean, fresh look, since it has been about 5 years since this room was painted. Once everything dried, it was finally time to move the furniture back in. We rolled the piano back in. It's painted olive by Sloan, and it really does need a few touch-ups, but we're gonna have to save that for a later date. We also brought back in our home reserve sectional, which we love. It's got built-in storage under all of the seats, and it just brings this elegant, rich green into this room. The rug we had been using in this space was actually just an extra from a different room, and it really wasn't in great shape anymore. Our dog had done quite a bit of scratching to it when he was a puppy, and it definitely wasn't the right size. So since this space is a little small, we went ahead and ordered a 5x7, which feels like the perfect size in here. We actually have this same rug in our master bedroom, and we used to have one in our sunroom as well. It's just one of those staple styles that I keep coming back to. As we're bringing the furniture back in, I also wanted to mention that we did have a pair of really beautiful swivel chairs in this room before starting this project, and I'm on the fence a little bit about bringing them back. There's a main walking path from our entry to the kitchen that runs straight through this room, and with the chairs in here, it can feel a little bit tight, but I do love how they add some character and just a softness in here. So for now, I'm testing them out in the main living room, and we'll just see where they land in a couple of weeks. This artwork is a piece that I found on Facebook Marketplace several months ago, and I love it. I'm really drawn to the moodiness, and I really love how it pops against this wall. The wooden frame is also just so beautiful, and I love the mix of greens, but also the hints of blue. I may try to play with bringing in a little bit of blue, particularly in my pillow covers, so we'll see how I like that. This piece originally lived in our bedroom, so we'll eventually have to find something different for that space, but it just felt like this artwork was meant to be here. And adding an art light above it really helped elevate the whole wall and just make it feel finished. As I started decorating the rest of the room, I really wanted it to feel layered and collected. This little side table is a new to me find, and I love how it fills this corner. I could see myself eventually adding a larger statement lamp here, maybe a little candle or something decorative, but I didn't have the time yet or the budget to hunt for just the right piece, so for now I'm using this plant that I've had for a long time. Have to talk about the wooden ducks. I cannot get over how adorable they are. I think they're such great everyday decor pieces. I do have another lighter wood one that I found last year, but I think 2 ducks in one room is probably it for me, so that one will have to live somewhere else in the house. Speaking of that, I will be doing a series here. This kind of kicks it off, but redecorating my home after the holidays, so definitely stay tuned if you want to see the other areas of our home decorated after Christmas. More than anything though, I'm really trying to let this space come together slowly. In the past, I felt the pressure to finish a project from the beginning to the end as quickly as possible just so that I can show the before and after all in one. But that's not the pace I'm looking for in 2026. I want to allow my rooms to come to life over time with pieces that feel thoughtfully curated and not rushed, and this is really something that I'm gonna have to work on this year. This video encourages you to take your time, shop your home, and enjoy the process of creating spaces that feel lived in and loved. If you enjoyed this project, be sure to check out Lowe's using the links in my description to shop the materials that we used. I'd love to hear in the comments what kinds of videos you'd like to see next. And if you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe and join my YouTube family. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, friends.